Good morning to everyone. I'm David, working as a DevOps engineer. Today we are going to discussing about already we have done how to creation of VPC, what is meant by VPC, what is meant by subnet, what is meant by internet gateway, what is meant by route tables, both public and private, and what is meant by NAT gateway, all these things. So now today also I'm going to explain the same things, but we are going discussing about how to create two public subnets, two private subnets in different availability zone. Why do I need to take two different availability zones? I will explain. So let me take flowchart dot.io. So first, let me get my region. So now I'm going to explaining why do we need to create resources in different availability zones? Why do we can't? Why do we why we can't go with one availability zone? So let me explain. So first, let me get my region. What is my region? See, if you look at the screen, left side top of the screen, there is an option Asia Pacific Mumbai. See, Mumbai is my region. Uh, Mumbai is a region. In that the region name has AP-South-1. So whenever you want to get availability zones, so you just need to add, let me explain. Let me open the notepad. So what is my Mumbai, my region name? AP-South-1. So within the AP-South-, so we need to get availability zone. So this is my region name. So let me write AP-South-1. So within this region only, I want to get some availability zones. So how can I get or how can I name a availability zone for this region? Simple. You just need to just type AP-South-1. Just add one A, then go for second availability zone. AP-South-1 B. Same. AP-South-1 C. So like that, we can able to get availability zones within the region. So now let me explain why do we need to select minimum two availability zones instead of one availability zone within the region. Let me explain. First, let me take, yeah. So this is my region name. What is my region name? AP-South-1. So within this region, I can get some availability zones. AP hyphen, yeah, my screen is visible. I'm audible, everyone.
Yes,
Yes, you are
David.
audible.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So I'm using my mobile Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay, if my voice is not clear, please let me know.
It
Okay.
is clear.
Yeah. So now there is a region name IP-South-1. So within the region, we need to get some availability zones. So here I want to get, let me AP-South-1A. So this is one availability zone. Then next one, AP-South-1B. So this is one availability zone. Then AP-South-1C. So this is one availability zone. Then next one, AP-South-1D. So like that, you can able to get some multiple availability zones. But whenever you want to create any virtual machine, any resources, so at least you should select two availability zones, it is a good practice. So why do we need to select two availability zones? Let me explain. See, now we are getting some. See, there is a war between Iran and Israel. There is a war between Ukraine and Russia. For suppose in a country, AWS is maintaining some data centers, not only in their headquarters, America, but in some other countries also, AWS is maintaining some data centers. If you take in India, AWS established two data centers. Can someone tell me those names where those data centers are there in India?
I think it's in Chennai. I think
No,
no.
no.
I
Mumbai.
think one is in Bangalore and one is in Mumbai, I think.
One answer is correct, Mumbai. Second one is Bangalore is not correct.
I think one is Hyderabad.
Yes, yes. Recently, not recently, 2 years back, I think, they have established the data center in Hyderabad. So we have two data centers in India. One is in Mumbai. Second one is Hyderabad. So just try to understand in India only. So AP-1 South-1 1A is Mumbai. AP-1 South-1 1B is Hyderabad. So for suppose, unfortunately, in Mumbai some floods are there. So floods are came. So what happened? So there is a chance to disturb to this data center. So now I need immediately one alternative data center. So there is a alternative data center is in Hyderabad. So that's why we should select at least minimum data center whenever you are creating any resources. That means if a data center if one A data center is not working, so definitely there will be a alternative data center that is called 1B. For suppose these two data centers are not working, so what will happen? Definitely there is an option you have to make available another data center for storing your data for your application. That is this is what this is how why we need to select minimum two availability zones within the region. See, API for South 1 is a region. Under this region, we have some availability zones like this API for South-1A, API for South-1B. But in Indian region, we have only two data centers. That is API for South-1A, Mumbai, API for South-1B, Hyderabad. So if any one of the data center is not working, definitely there is an alternative data center. So that's why we have to select minimum two data centers, but you can select three, four. It's up to you. So this is why we are going with two availability zones by creating the VPC, subnets, and internet gateway route table. So let me take firstly whenever if you take any AWS account, definitely there will be a default VPC, default internet gateway, default subnets, NAT gateways, elastic IP address, all our default values are available. Default network components are available. But when it comes to real time, you should not use default network components. You have to create your own custom network components. So this is the reason only we are going discussing about how we can able to create custom VPC, custom public subnet, private subnet, custom NAT gateway, custom internet gateway. How we are going to connecting all these things. One infrastructure will be in one availability zone, one infrastructure will be in another availability zone within the region only. So now what is my region? My region is API for South-1. So let's try to create this region, two public subnets, two private subnets, one VP under the one VPC. So first let me get region. So this is my region. Let me drag it. So we need first, within the region only, we have to do whatever you want. So that's why we should have region. Yeah. So what next? We should have a VPC. Within the region, we have to create one VPC. So let me get VPC. So this is my VPC. Yeah. So next what? Within the VPC only, we should create public subnets, one public subnet, one private subnet, where win one availability zone, first availability zone. So let me take one public subnet and one private subnet. Let me take. See, VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. It is a large network where we are going to creating about all our resources. So this is a public subnet. Before that,
And why we are having a public subnet under a VPC, David?
let me explain. Let me explain. So availability zone 1. Availability zone 1. So within the availability zone, we have to create one public subnet and one private subnet. So let me explain what is mean by subnet firstly, instead of knowing public subnet. See, there is a VPC. What is mean by VPC? VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. It is a large network where we have to create all our resources. This is called VPC. So we have to divide this VPC into small networks. This is what subnet. That means subnet is going to sub plus network. So that means subnet is going to dividing your VPC into small networks. This is what subnetting. Now let me explain what is mean by public subnet, what is mean by private subnet. See, whenever you want to secure your data, your server, you should go with private subnet because the private subnets doesn't have direct internet access. So whenever you want to more secure your database, or mostly our front-end servers will be deployed in private subnet servers. Then database servers will be deployed in under private subnet servers. So this is why we are going with public subnet and private subnet. So now clear? Someone asked about public subnet.
Yeah, it's clear, David.
So let me get a public subnet. So this is the public subnet. So in this public subnet, I want to deploy my front-end server because of everyone can access my front-end server. So that's why I'm going to selecting, I'm going to creating one public subnet to host. This is the public subnet. Yeah, let me drag it. Now let me get a private subnet as well. This is my private subnet. Yeah. So now I have a public subnet. So within the public subnet, I want to deploy my front-end server. So let me get EC2 instance. So this is my EC2 instance. So in this EC2 instance, I want to deploy my front-end server. Then within the public private subnet, I want to create another server uh, where I want to deploy my database server. Why? Because this private subnet doesn't have a direct internet access, but public subnet can have a direct internet access. So let me explain who will provide a internet to the private subnet directly. Okay. Okay. So now you should understand about internet gateway. See what is mean by internet gateway. See internet gateway in VPC components, it is going to providing it internet access to to the VPC. So in under the VPC, we can have subnets, we can have route tables, we can have NAT gateways. See to providing if you want to get internet to all these components under the VPC, you should understand about internet gateway only. See, internet gateway is responsible to provide internet to the to the VPC components. So let me explain how internet gateway is going to providing internet to all these resources. Let me explain. See, Internet Gateway acts as a bridge, allowing resources within a private network like a virtual private cloud. See, EPC will be act as a private network. So under the private to this private network, if you want to get internet, you have to get one internet gateway only. So that's why internet gateway will be act as a bridge for what? For allowing resources where within a private network. What is mean by private network? VPC is a private network. For what? To communicating with the public internet. So it is essentially provides a path for traffic to flow in both directions. So from your VPC to the internet and from the internet to the your VPC. So this is what is mean by internet gateway. Already we have discussed. So let me get internet gateway. Where is the internet gateway? Yeah, this is the internet gateway. So whenever you want to get internet to your private cloud, remember VPC is a private cloud. That is this is where we are going to creating all our resources. So without having resources, you cannot create any server because of who will provide internet to your server? VPC only. For VPC, who will provide internet gateway one. So that's why here they are telling if internet gateway will be act as a bridge. So let me get internet gateway. Yeah, here internet gateway is available. But before the internet gateway, there will be a load balancer. So what is mean by load balancer? Already load balancer question is this completed. Let me explain what is mean by load balancer. See, load balancer is responsible to distribute the traffic between the servers equally. See, why do we need to distribute the traffic? For suppose I have I have an application. My application is running within the 10 servers. So if you want, if 24/7, if you want to run my application, if I don't want get application downtime, at least I should run 24/7 10 servers. So for 10 servers, I'm getting around 1 lakh users traffic or users request. So if I don't implement load balancer, so who will distribute the traffic between the 10 servers equally? No one will distribute the traffic between the servers equally. So the traffic will goes only to the few servers only. but rest of the servers are running, but they are not getting any load. They are not getting any traffic, but still they are running. But more load is putting on only few servers. So what will happen that time? Definitely one of the server is one of the server may get down. So if any servers goes down, what will happen? Definitely I will get application downtime. If I don't want get any application downtime, I should distribute the traffic between the servers equally. So whenever who will do this job, that is called this is all about load balancer. See, load balancer only will irresponsible main responsibility of load balancer is to distribute the traffic between the servers. So this is what load balancer. So if you don't implement load balancer, definitely you will get application downtime because of more traffic will go to the only few servers. So that means that time definitely the servers may go down. If you don't want get in application downtime, you should implement load balancer only. And also out of the 10 servers, unfortunately two servers are unhealthy. So who will recognize two servers are unhealthy? If any server is unhealthy, you should not distribute the traffic to that unhealthy servers. If you forward the traffic to unhealthy servers, so application will not open. You are not getting the application open on your browser. So who will know this? Who will do this job? Load balancer only. Load balancer will recognize. Oh, this server is unhealthy, not healthy. So I should not distribute the traffic. I should not forward the request to this unhealthy server. So who will do this job? Who will recognize all these things? Load balancer only. Load balancer will distribute the traffic, and also load balancer will recognize this server is unhealthy. This server is healthy. So how many servers are healthy? To them only load balancer will distribute the traffic. So let me get load balancer before implementing internet gateway. You can get a classic load balancer or application load balancer, whatever you want, not a problem. So this is my load balancer. So this load balancer, what will do? It will distribute the traffic between the servers equally because of I have a load balancer. So like that. See here I have two servers. So between the two servers, it will distribute the traffic equally. If you get 10,000 user traffic, so 5,000 user traffic goes to the first server. Second 5,000 traffic will goes to this server. If you are getting 1 lakh, so 15 users request goes to this server. 15 users request will go to the this server. So this is what load balancer will do whenever you implemented any load balancer to your application. So this is the importance of load balancer. Definitely you should have a load balancer. If you don't have a load balancer, so you will get this kind of application downtime, this kind of disadvantages. So let me implement the load balancer. So this is the load balancer. Yeah. Now we should have, let me keep it inside the VPC. Let me keep it inside the VPC. Yeah. So now let me get internet gateway. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the internet gateway. This is the load balancer. So why I placed internet gateway exactly within the VPC line? Because under the VPC only, internet gateway is an entry point to get the internet access. So now let me get a user. Let me get a user. Here is the user. Here is the user available. Here is the user available. So user has one URL, one application URL. User has one application URL. For suppose www.amazon.com. So the user has been clicked this URL. So can someone tell me whenever user click on the URL, for where the first request will go? Anyone can guess? There is a user. The user want to try to access Amazon application. So he opened his laptop or his mobile. Then just type Amazon.com. So then he hit the enter. So first where will go? First request where will go?
Public subnet.
Internet gateway.
Click submit. Think out of VPC. Think out of VPC.
Then it's internet gateway.
VPC comes under the VPC one. If internet gateway comes under VPC, not out of the VPC. So that's why I placed internet gateway in this line. I attached this internet gateway to this.
Okay.
Think out of
Maybe reach.
Sir, DNS server.
That's the right answer. So whenever you hit the any application URL, definitely the first request will go to the DNS only. Why? Can someone tell me why it goes firstly DNS only?
To recognize the IP address.
Because of www.amazon.com is a human readable purpose. Why? Because of it is easy to remember to human to people Amazon.com. But for system, it will not recognize your domain name Amazon.com. So how your system or your server or your application will recognize these domain names? That means DNS will convert your domain names into the IP address. So that means every company, every application has one public IP address. That public IP address will be registered inside the DNS. So inside the DNS, they will map this domain with their public IP address. So whenever user hit the URL, so the request will go to the DNS. DNS will check whether with this domain name, is there any registered public IP address? If it's there, they immediately it will give response back. Immediately it will give response back. Why? They have registered one public IP address with this domain name in the DNS. So DNS is responsible to convert domain names into the IP address. So because of domain names are for us for recognizing only, but IP address for the system cannot recognize Amazon.com. System can recognize only IP address. So that's why we are using DNS. So let me explain. For suppose if the server if in DNS there is no any IP address with this domain name, what will happen? It won't give response back. Ultimately you cannot get application. The application will not open. So this is the thing you have to remember. So now let me get for suppose if I open Amazon.com or Flipkart.com, let's see what will happen. Amazon.com. So I have opened Amazon. So now let me explain where you can see that public IP address. So just give right click, just inspect, Go to the network. Go to the network. Click on any. Just wait. We need to wait. We have to get some names here. Let me get documents. CSS, Java. Okay, it is not giving any network name here. So let me go to the Flipkart. Now we will get. So let me get flipkart.com. Just give right click, click on the inspect, click on the network. Yeah. See, if I click on any under this name, sorry, network, I have to go to network. Yeah. If you look at the screen, look for the IP address where it is the, yeah. So here they are using IPv6 format. This is not IPv4. Do you have any idea about IPv4 and IPv6? IPv4 is a IP version 4. IPv6 is a IP version 6. So if you're using IPv4, you will get a small size of IP address. If you go with IPv6, you will get a larger size of IP address. See, they are using IPv6. See, 64 FF9B double colon 67 F3 colon 225A, then colon 443. So this is their IP address. So this IP address has been registered where under the DNS only. So that's why my Flipkart application opened for me. But if they didn't register this IP address in in DNS, I didn't get any application will not open. So this is their domain name, https www.flipkart.com. So why it is showing a 443 here? Can someone tell me? Answer is on screen only. Why it is showing 443 here after a public IP address? Usually, whenever we will access an application, public IP address colon 80 for HTTP. So now here, why it is showing 443?
It is port number.
Port number. So we need 443 port.
HTTPS. For HTTPS, what is the protocol of HTTPS? See, what is their request URL? HTTPS colon www.flipkart.com/. So we should follow the protocol. So HTTPS port number is 443. So that's why it is showing 443. Hypertext transfer protocol secure. Whenever you want to transfer your data securely, you should convert your request into the HTTPS only in real time. But for testing purpose, you can go with the protocol HTTP, which is running on port number 80. What we have discussed so far. Clear?
Yes, David.
So let me move forward. So this is what will happen usually. So now request will go to the internet gateway. Yeah. So this is what will happen usually whenever user hit the URL. So this is only here I have created only one public subnet and one private subnet. But I want to create another subnet, another server in another availability zone. Why? For suppose if this availability zone will not work, unfortunately, what will happen? I will get application downtime. I need alternative availability zone. So let me get another availability zone. This is the availability zone. Within the VPC only, we have to create a availability zone. within the same VPC. Remember this one, this point. If you go with another VPC, there is no meaning. Yeah. So let me get public subnet. Availability zone 2. So this is public subnet. So let me get EC2 instance. This is my EC2 instance. Then let me go to private subnet. Let me get EC2 instance. So let me keep it load balancer here. Let me keep it NAT gateway here. Yeah. Now this is the, now I have one VPC, I have one region. Within the region, I have created one VPC. Within the VPC, I have created two availability zones. One availability zone, then second availability zone. First availability zone, I have created one public subnet. Then I have created one server. Then I have deployed my front-end application. Then I have created private subnet. In this private subnet, I have created one server which is having private endpoints. So this public subnet server has public endpoints, but this private subnet server has private endpoints because of I want to deploy my database server to secure my users' data. So that's why I have deployed like this. So same VPC only. I have created same resources in availability zone. So unfortunately, this availability zone is not working. Definitely, I have alternative. It is nothing but availability zone 2. So this is a thing you have to remember. So far this architecture, anyone have any questions, please you can ask.
And how is your public and private subnet connected, David? And what is the use of that private endpoint?
See, in real time, whenever you're working in any project, definitely you should have only one public IP address. But you can have multiple servers, multiple EC2 instance, but you have only one public IP address. So how can you connect? How can you deploy a application using only public IP address? So whenever you want to deploy any whenever you want to use one public IP address to deploy any application, which server has public IP address, through that public IP address only we can able to connect private endpoint servers. For this, we had understand about bash and host tunneling. Let me explain bash and host. Bash and host tunneling. Bash and host tunneling. See, in AWS, a host is an EC2 instance that acts as a secure gateway for accessing other EC2 instance with a private network. See, it's a crucial component for maintaining security while enabling remote access to resources that are not directly exposed to the internet. Remember this line, focus on this line, that are not directly exposed to the internet. What does mean direct or not directly exposed to the internet? Because of they have those resources, those servers has been deployed or has been created under the private subnet. Why private subnet does not get direct internet? So that's why we are calling they are calling that are not directly exposed to the internet. But I want to get internet access. Uh, how many servers are running under the private subnet? So how can you get the internet access? So for that, bash and hosts are also known as jump servers or jump boxes. That means you have to create one tunneling. So what is mean by tunneling? There will be a two servers. Thus one server has public endpoint, one server has private endpoint. See, private endpoint servers you cannot access directly. You have to get one tunneling. So let me take another example. See here your destination is available. Here your destination is available. You are here. You are here. Now let me explain. So this is your destination. You want to reach here. But between you and this your location, there will be a let me get yeah. See, there will be a hill. There will be a hill. So can you tell me how can you cross this hill to reach your destination? Just do your guess. Just let me your answer. What is your approach? Now here you are here. You want to reach here. This is your destination. But there will be a hill. How can you reach from here to high, from here to there?
By tunneling or by climbing the hill.
Yeah. See, tunneling or climbing. So, what is meant by tunneling? See, usually we will see in our daily life, whenever kilometers or time, if you want to reduce, governments will do tunnelings to that hills. So, similarly, whenever you want to get, whenever you want, so this is a public server. So, you are a public server which is have which are directly exposed to the internet. Then it is a private server which is not directly exposed to internet. So internet is available here, but you want to get internet access from here. So how can you get? So you need to do tunneling. So tunneling, you have to do tunneling. So this is what bash and host. Bash and host will do tunneling. That means it will provide a secure way. It will provide to secure way. So this is what bash and host tunneling. When we will do bash and host tunneling, whenever you want to access private endpoint servers, for that time, for that purpose only, we will do bash and host tunneling. So if you need to do tunneling between public subnet and private subnet, because of public subnet server has a public IP address, private subnet server has don't have public IP address. So that's why we need to get what is that tunneling. So and also now here you need to understand about uh, who will provide who will provide internet to this public subnet. I have told to the VPC, internet gateway will provide the internet, but internet gateway will be created within the VPC only. So now from internet gateway, internet where will go first directly?
Public subnet.
Uh, Public subnet. So internet will go to the public subnet. Internet will go to the public subnet. So now internet has to go to the private subnet. So but internet gateway will not provide or will not give internet access directly to the private subnet. There will be one resource. There will be a one mediator to who will provide internet to the private subnets. Public subnet internet gateway. Remember this: internet gateway only will provide the internet access to the public subnets, not private subnets. So now, who will provide internet to the private subnets? From where private subnets will get the internet access?
Only through public subnet then.
Only from public subnet. That's fine. From public subnet, how private subnet will get the internet access? Internet. That's clear. What whoever said that is exactly correct. From the public subnet only, they can get private subnets can get internet access. Who will provide this?
Load balancer.
NAT gateway.
Load balancer is responsible.
NAT gateway?
Yes,
NAT
yes.
gateway.
NAT gateway.
NAT gateway.
See, what is mean by NAT gateway? See, NAT stands for Network Address Transmission. NAT stands for Network Address Transmission. So, what is meant by NAT gateway? NAT gateway is a managed network address translation service. So that allows instance in a private subnet. So, what is mean by allows instance in a private subnet to access the internet to other or other VPCs? That means there is a private subnet. I have one private subnet. Into the private subnets, I have one EC2 instance. So NAT gateway allows those EC2 instance in a private subnet to access the internet or other VPC. See, while preventing unsolicited inbound connections from the internet. So it will be act as a bridge between whom and whom, between private instances and outside the world. So translating private IP address to the public ones and managing the right traffic flow. So this is the purpose of NAT gateway. So if someone will ask what is the main job of NAT gateway, you should say it will be act as a bridge between private instances and outside the world. So now let me explain how internet. Now clear? How private subnet will get the internet. That is all about NAT gateway. Let me get the NAT gateway. This is a NAT gateway. So you should place this NAT gateway where? You should place this NAT gateway here. Remember, I have attached this NAT gateway with public subnet into private subnet, not directly in the private subnet. Why? Can someone tell me?
Only public subnet will give the internet to the NAT gateway. Then NAT gateway will provide internet to the private subnet.
So from outside world, internet will get the will come to the internet gateway. So from the internet gateway, internet will go to the public subnet. From the public subnet, internet will go to the NAT gateway. Will go to the NAT gateway. So from the NAT gateway, internet will go to the private subnet. So this is the work. This is the flow. How internet will travel from internet gateway to the private subnet. So in private under the private subnet, I have server. So my server will get internet access. So this is the flow you have to. This is the architecture. This is the what will happen internally. So far, if you have any questions, please you can ask. It is clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Just take a moment at your free time. Just implement this architecture. Just create go two public subnets, two private subnets in two availability zones. Implement one load balancer. Create one VPC. Create one NAT gateway. Create one internet gateway, and also go for route tables as well. So this is the thing. This is all for today's class. If no questions, we will wind up our session. Okay, guys. Thank you. See you in next class.